It's fucking story time. So, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video. So, I'm sorry the setup's a little janky and I'm in my pajamas, but I just got out of work. It is 9 p.m. and my family is sleeping upstairs, so I didn't want to film a video where they would hear me talking to myself. I was planning on taking a break until I apply to college because I need to focus on applying to college. But then today at work happened and I was like, fuck, this is too good to pass up. I have to make a story time about this. So here we are. Welcome back to my channel. Video 2 is going to be a little story time about my work at the AMC theaters. It's a very simple job. It's very easy. Every time I go in for a shift, I'm like, okay, gonna go, gonna do something simple, gonna get out of there, gonna get my coin, and we'll be good. Today was not like that. Today was different. Today, the theater had a fire in it. Today, we evacuated the whole building. Today, I'm gonna tell the story time. So, it's starting off. Today is September 29th. I have the SATs next weekend. So, I'm studying every second I can. When I'm not at school or when I'm not at work, I am taking practice tests for the SAT. So my shift today was gonna be from 12 to 8, which is it's decent. I usually get 6 to 8 hour shifts, so I'm not oh my god, 8 hours is so long. People work 12 hours, people work 15 hours, it's really not that bad. So I was okay, whatever, it's gonna be an 8 hour shift. I wish I could come home early because, I wanna study for the SAT. I also have a bio test tomorrow, which I wanted to come home to study for, but I didn't, and now I'm sorry, Dr. Butler, but that test I will fail in AP Bio. Chapter 3 inorganic compound. No, it's organic. Fuck, I really have to study. Chapter 3 organic compounds. I don't understand you. Yeah, it's chapter 3. So here I am, filming this story time instead of studying or practicing for the SATs. If I don't get into college, please like and subscribe so I have money. Please. Oh my god, imagine if I made it to get monetized. That'd be so fun. Oh yeah, so you're probably okay, why didn't you just film this another day? You know what I mean? Why do you have to film this tonight right after it happens? Go study for your test and film it another day. So I wanted to film this when I'm tired from work, so I have no filter and I'm just okay, whatever I say, I say. Period, no questions asked, this is who I am. So here I am filming it. Am I talking too fast? I'm sure I'm talking too fast. I really hope I don't have to put subtitles on because I don't want to do that. Okay, I just checked and I'm in focus. Did I really think I was in focus? Please, someone come film my videos for me. So now it's time to start the story. So I'm okay, I don't really want to be working 8 hours because, I need to study. But here we are. So I checked the schedule and I see they have 4 of us ushering. At AMC, you have 4 tasks. You can be ushering, which is cleaning the theaters, which is what I was doing that day. Then you have concessions where you sell food, box office where you take tickets, and then greeter where you take tickets and ask to see IDs if it's an R-rated movie, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I'm ushering and I have 4 other people on. It's a Sunday morning. It might be a steady pace where there's some people in every movie, but 4 people on is not necessary. So I'm maybe I'll go home early. I'll get a 3-hour shift instead. We'll be fine. We'll be good. And I'll come home and I'll start studying, so I'll just have more time to study, basically. I get into work and I'm talking, blah, 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 blah. An hour or 2 go by and then okay, we're gonna send people home. And I'm this is it. I tell everyone, I'm listen, this is my chance. I'm gonna go home. And they're okay, cool. And then the manager comes and he's hey,
can you go home?
And it wasn't me. So I'm shit. So basically, I just had to work the whole 8-hour shift that I was gonna have normally. So I was okay, whatever, it's fine. Shit happens. Here I am working what I was supposed to work, whatever, I'll get over it. I'm not a fucking baby. Yeah, so I'm going about my shift, it's normal. Honestly, I'm kind of having fun. I'm working with new people that I've never met before. And we're vibing, it's chill. We're we're not partying, obviously, we're at work. But we're just making jokes and just having a good time. Everything's going well. First hour, second hour, third hour, the person gets sent home. Fourth hour, the other 3 of us were just chilling, cleaning theaters, stocking the lobby, doing regular AMC usher stuff. And we're cool, what a normal shift. 5th hour, so this is 5 p.m. Cool, still. 6 p.m. I go on my break, I take my half-hour break, I get some little cinnamon pretzel bites, like. So when I left up for my break, there was one other usher because one was sent home early and the other one got off at 5. There was 2 of us working till 8. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna go on my break now. And I was like, okay, cool. So she goes on her break. She goes on her break and I go to box office. So the way my theater is set up, there's a mall, like it's inside a mall. And to the right, I don't know which way, but to one side, there's gonna be like most of the theaters, like 7 of the theaters. Then on the other side, there's the box office and then there's a few small theaters. So I walk over to the box office area to like check a schedule or to talk to the guy behind box office. Honestly, I don't remember. And then I hear on the walkie, someone just goes, could someone get a fire extinguisher and bring it over to concessions? And like, I don't really hear it. Honestly, like, the walkie-talkies are so bad. Like, I can't hear. I hear like, wah, 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 blah, blah, blah. So like, so I hear, blah, 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 and then the guy at box office is looking at me like what's happening? And I'm like, I don't know, I didn't hear anything. And then my manager, the manager's office is right next to box office. So he comes running out of his office, he grabs a fire extinguisher and runs over to concessions. And I'm like, oh shit, what's about to go down? Like, I'm like, this is scary, but I'm like here for it. Like, I'm living to see what's next. Like, I don't know what's happening. I just see my manager run over, grab the fire extinguisher and run to concessions. Like, he was Usain Bolt in that moment. He was like, I gotta go. So he books it over there. And I turn, and do you know what I see at concessions? I see the popcorn maker. So you know how there's that little bowl at the top that has the kernels in it, and they pop out of it. I see that up in flames. In flames. Like, it's not like, oh, there's some smoke. Like, no, that's fine, burnt popcorn. This bitch was up in flames. The manager runs over, he gets the fire extinguisher, she's like, him and this other guy, I guess, they like got, because there's a fire extinguisher at concessions and there was one by me at box. So the manager got the one at box and this other guy got the one at concessions, and they just basically they got the fire out and we were like, okay, dope, like it's fine. Like, it was kind of crazy, like a fire went off, but like we're fine, we're safe. And then smoke is like there was smoke. It was like, I don't know if I could see, if my hand was like, no, I could see my hand. Basically, like, there was smoke everywhere. It was like insane. And there's people, there are guests in the line at concessions. Mind you, they can see, like, guest is here, the popcorn machine is right behind the people taking their orders. They see it's up in flames. And they're like, they're the ones ordering. They're like, yeah, so like, can I get my popcorn? And then can I get my drink? Oh yeah, don't forget the popcorn. As the person with the fucking fire extinguisher is like, no, you cannot get your drink in this moment. I'm so sorry, but we have bigger things to do. And they're straight up like, excuse me, like, no, excuse me, like, I get that there's a fire, but I'm ordering, like, I waited my turn in line. Like, no, that's not how the world works. You don't, no, you're not more important than a fire. So basically they put out the fire. The smoke is like, there's clouds of smoke and it smells bad, but the clouds of smoke go up to the fire alarm and set off the fire alarm. And you start hearing, like, but not as quiet as it. You start hearing,
I don't know what kind of sound effects I thought I was making, but those were just not it.
like flashing lights are like from the fire alarms. And they're like, please evacuate the building. Please evacuate the building. And I'm like, okay, like, dope. Like, I'm going to evacuate. I'm going to live, like, sayonara. And then the manager goes on the walkie-talkie and he's like, hello, like, evacuate the theaters. And I'm sitting here. And I'm like, no, I know you're not talking to me. Like, listen, I get that there's not a fire, but if we're evacuating, like, I'm the first one out that door. I'm not the one going to every theater like, excuse me if you guys could. No, that is... But they're paying me. So even though I'm like, okay, I want to be out that door, no, I have to go get the people out of the theater. So that's what I do. So I run over, there's 11 theaters. I run over to the first 3 theaters and I open the door, one's empty. I'm like, cool, no one's in that one. I open the next one and I yell and I'm like,
Excuse me, there is a fire. Please evacuate the building.
Excuse me, I was just wondering, like, am I gonna get a refund?
I'm really sorry. I do not know. This has never happened before. Please evacuate the building.
Okay, like, I get that, but I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, like, what's happening with my refund.
There was a fire. Please evacuate the building. I do not know what's happening. You can deal with this later.
And then I just leave. Like, I go to the next theater because I can't deal with that. And then I check later, the theater was empty. I didn't leave anyone in it. And I do the same thing next theater. I go to the other side, open theater, please leave, please leave, please leave. We've evacuated the whole theater. All that's left in it now is us workers. So we walk out of the theater. And when I tell you we heard, woo, 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 and then 3 fucking fire trucks pull up, and they like, firemen jump out, they're ready, they're like, they're ready for a real fire. And I'm like, I don't say anything to them, obviously, like, they gotta go do their thing, like, zhuzh it out. But, like, I'm sitting there, like, there's no fire inside, like, we already know. But so they, like, get on their little gear, and they run into the theater and the mall. Everyone in the mall had to evacuate. They go through the whole mall, checking, like, making sure everyone's gone. While that's happening, the manager comes up, and he gives us these little packets of, like, movie vouchers, because, like, all these people are so stressed about their, like, $13. He gives us these passes, and we start going out. I go out, like, I'm, like, way out in the parking lot. I, like, look every car that has a person out. I'm like, excuse me, were you at the theater? Okay, here's a movie pass. I'm so sorry. I have clips. Like, I have clips, and then one of my coworkers got clips that I asked her to send me. So, like, insert clips now. But yeah, that was the parking lot. So, like, it was crazy. Mall cops and the firefighters are like, all right, it's all good to go in. They, like, yelled that. I think it was the mall cops who yelled that, actually, not the firemen. And then people start running into the theater. And my manager comes out and he's like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
oh, he's like,
I don't know why you think you can go in, but don't go in yet.
basically, he was like, we're gonna go in first, like, as the workers, get everything up and running before the people can come in, because, like, people can't just go back into the theater. There's stuff everywhere. Like, we check every single theater for lost items, logged them in the lost and found, so anyone who's like, I don't know where my stuff is, they found it. Then I'm like, I go in these theaters and I'm like, there's smoke everywhere, so I'm like, so I like get the spray and I'm like spraying theaters, I'm like, and then we're just like inside. Mind you, this is probably 8, so like, this is when I'm supposed to get off my shift. And I'm just like, can I go? But like, I'm not gonna ask that. Like, there was a fire, I'm here to help, like, I understand. So I go check all the theaters for stuff, and I'm like, okay, they're all good. And then they let everyone back into the mall, like, to be readmitted to the theater. And then it's chaos again, because every single theater wanted to fill up with people, and it's just like, it's just so busy. Basically, everyone did great. We were all alive. Like, we survived. I stayed until 9 o'clock doing, like, random tasks, like helping people go to their seats if they lost an item, taking people's tickets, hearing customer complaints. Like, it was just a crazy night. I think that's the whole story. Yeah, so I think that's the whole story. The rest of the last half hour I was there, stressful, but I was like, I'm leaving at 9, like, I have to leave at 9, this is my 9th hour, I need to go home and study. I thought I was gonna study, little did I know I'd be sitting here filming a YouTube video, so please like and subscribe. I need some sort of revenue if I don't get into college.
I filmed an end to the video, but I didn't like it. It just felt like stupid. So thank you for watching.